Thanks for giving me the mic. Well, guys, Arkansas kind of has a history of tough losses to Missouri. Just kind of what was it? And you guys had some tough close losses this year. Just kind of what was this one like in the regular season like this?
I would say it's definitely a tough loss, but they played some good ball. We played some good ball, and we got the lower hand, they got the upper hand.
Yes. Joe Moore after the game. We're both old, and
Me too.
I told him I didn't think I could feel this way after a loss again. So I'm not going to shortchange. I mean, it was devastating. But fortunately for us, we have the opportunity to play another game, and we're full speed ahead onto that.
And last week, you guys, a lot to win the turnover margin. You guys obviously were a superior team, were able to beat them, but in these 6 losses, it's really been lopsided. Lack of takeaways, and you guys have turned it over a couple of times today. It's kind of the same story.
Yeah.
I guess, Josh, from an offense standpoint, how tough is that? And then Larry, the turnovers give the defense a short field to try to defend. Yeah. How tough is that?
It's been a theme throughout the year. The offense needs to do a better job of putting the defense in a position to be successful. I think in the third quarter they had a long drive. Defense made an incredible stand, held them to a field goal, and we didn't execute the game plan as an offense to give our defense a break, and we turned the ball over and gave them another short field. And I think 2 of their touchdowns came off of turnovers, and our defense played their tails off, and we just got to do a better job of putting them in the position to be successful.
I would just say it's like a relationship. It's never really going to be like truly 50-50. Sometimes they might be playing good ball. We're not playing the best ball. Sometimes we might be playing good ball, and they're not playing the best ball. So however it goes, we just pick each other up, keep it going.
Do you feel like lack of takeaways aside, you guys play pretty good defense?
I would say we definitely played some good defense today.
I would agree with that.
Larry, was it to see Landon go down early?
It was definitely tough, but to get the update on him and to see that he's doing good and he's doing well, so that kind of brought everybody's spirits back up.
Larry, given the conditions out there, ball security is not the easiest thing. How frustrating was it that y'all weren't ready to force some of those takeaways?
You definitely want to create some takeaways, but besides takeaways, I feel like we definitely played some good ball though.
How much credit do you give Missouri for taking care of the ball under tough?
You got to give them credit.
Did either of you notice anything different kind of procedurally with Coach Pittman up in the box?
Honestly, until we were preparing for this press conference, I forgot that he was up in the box this game. Just it being an intense rivalry game. I'm not to say Coach Pittman's not a great addition to the sideline. That was not where my focus was. He was in the locker room at halftime, and he was able to fulfill his duties just the same.
We've all seen. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And I was just saying, like, his presence is always so felt. So even though he wasn't there, it still felt like he was on that sideline with us.
Mm-hmm. And Larry, we're also glad that Landon's okay. But you guys, on the other hand, from a football standpoint, you didn't have one of your best players for about 3 quarters. How tough was that? I guess Kiwi and I think Quincy filled in. How'd you think that? How'd they do, and how tough was that out there?
It's football. Like, we're praying for Landon. Landon's doing good. We're glad for that. But the next man just got to step up. Mm-hmm. That's the mindset we got to think of.
Did you feel like those guys did?
They definitely did a great job stepping up to the occasion in this rivalry game.
Josh, what is it about Missouri that it seems like you guys struggle? I mean, it always comes down to maybe a last play.
Yeah, and I think that's just going to be the case with a lot of the rivalry games. I mean, I think many people watched the game last night and they weren't expecting that outcome, but in a rivalry game, it's going to be close, and you have to execute every play. It's not. You can look at the fourth quarter and see what happens, but it's really the plays in the first, second, third that people don't really notice. I'm lucky that my holding didn't penalize the team as much as it could have. And so it's not something I'm going to have to live with the rest of my life. And so it's the little things that you have to execute, and you have to prepare and perform better on game day. And unfortunately, we weren't able to do that today.
Josh, you mentioned your penalty. There were several of those penalties early on both sides of the ball. What do you think went into that?
I mean, it could be a lot of things. I mean, a lot of guys aren't used to playing in snow. Maybe a lot of holding could be his foot slipped and it jerked the D lineman down, and so it's football. You gotta take it as they come and play the next play.
For both of you guys, how were the conditions? Was it tough to get your footing at times?
Yeah, it definitely was like a little more. Conditions changed a little bit, but it's football. We practice in the rain, mud, sleet, snow. So
Mhm.
it's football. You're gonna go out there and play the same ball no matter what.
Yeah, being from Florida, I don't really have that much experience with snow, and so I think I was telling Kudus before the game, I didn't realize that it snows, but then it turns into ice on the ground, and it's more slippery than you'd think. And so I started with that pregame, but then kind of got my footing as the game went on, and credit to Missouri. Obviously, by the outcome, they were able to handle the conditions better, and so it's just something we're going to have to prepare for better. I think it was funny because Coach Souders before the game, what was that? The first team run in January. He took us out to the hill right outside the football facility. I guess you really couldn't call it a hill, but it's a gentle slope, gentle incline, and we ran in the snow. At the time, a lot of guys were like, "Oh, why are we doing this? Why are we doing this? We should be inside. There's snow on the ground." And then today it kind of came full circle, and he was like, "Oh, didn't we run in the snow back in January?" And so, I mean, he did a good job of preparing us for the snow, and we just got to execute better.
Is it that hill that goes up to the stadium on Razorback?
Yeah, it's a little patch right by the benches with well, in spring there's flowers, but
Yeah, right. And then, Josh, you alluded to the bowl game. I know it's a tough loss. You
Mhm.
probably got to let it sink in a little bit, but you do have another game to play, a bowl game. Hopefully, a nice trip. Hopefully, it'll be warmer. Just how much you guys looking forward to this? Doesn't have to be the end of the season. You got a chance to win another game.
yeah, for me personally, it's a huge deal. I've never won a bowl game, and so that's definitely going to be on my mind as we prepare. It's uh, it's what every team starts to see, and we're thankful and we're grateful we get the opportunity to go play in a bowl. Ultimately, that's not the end goal, but it's the goal for us right now.
You got a phone?
I'll just say it's always great to play in a bowl game. Just even though some teams don't get to bond with their brothers after that week 12, and we kind of get it's a blessing to be able to keep going with our brothers.
You never quite know who might opt out for NFL or
Mhm.
portal or whatever, but you guys feel whatever team you take, whoever you're playing, it's going to be a good. You guys will be ready for it.
Most definitely.
It's a next man up mentality.
Larry, what was your perspective on the Brady Cook's touchdown run there at the very end? Kind of, it looked like the middle of the field opened up. Just what did you see from the defensive perspective?
Kind of, I was kind of in man, so I didn't really was just looking at my man, so I really didn't get to see what happened.
Josh, 3 touchdown day today for Jaquindon. What's it been like just blocking for him all and seeing him, break Arkansas records and have games like he did today again?
Yeah, I'm definitely happy for him. I mean, he's been a great addition, and he's just. I wish we could have given him a better result. I mean, he played his tail off, but it's nice knowing he's in the backfield.
We've all seen Sam. The hip seems like it's getting worse and worse and around. But bless his heart. But I know he's a tough old football player. I'm glad he's getting surgery next week. What have you guys thought about how he's kind of toughed it out? And he's not a kid. I mean, I'm older than him, so I can say that. What do you thought about maybe how what that's meant to you that he's been there with you guys, even though he's obviously in a ton of pain. And how glad are you that he's getting it addressed next week surgically?
Yeah, to use a quote from Coach Pittman, not about himself, about a player, but Coach Pittman's as tough as 4 billy goats. I'm not quite sure what that means, but he's definitely tough. I mean, it's football's a tough game, and a lot of times you think it's only tough on the players, but I mean, it's tough on the coaches too. And he's persevered throughout the season. He leads by example with dealing with pain.
I would definitely just like feedback of what he's saying. Just seeing your coach go out there and do certain things like that just makes us want to go and do more.
Yeah.
Guys, appreciate you.
Thank you.
Will you be